Commissioners, please check in. Commissioner Callahan. No, I think I'll ask for the staff report and then I'll bring the Butte-Silver Bow Council of Commissioners meeting, Committee of the Whole, to order on Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. Can we please have a roll call?
One presiding, 8 present, 3 absent.
Okay, thank you. Please let the record reflect that Commissioner Shea, O'Leary, and Mankins are excused tonight. Commissioner Walker, would you lead us in the prayer and the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item on tonight's agenda is any public comment on any item that's on tonight's agenda. If there's any member of the public that would like to speak on any item that's on tonight's agenda, now would be your opportunity to do so. I would just ask for public comment to be under 3 minutes or around 3 minutes. If there's any member of the public that would like to speak on any item on the agenda. Okay. All right. Seeing none, I will move on to the report of the chair. I don't have anything to report on that other than it is budget season at Butte-Silver Bow, and I would just encourage the commissioners to take a look at it as you guys do due diligence on that as always, and just ask questions. We do have some public hearings coming up over the next week, or the next few weeks, excuse me. And moving on to section 1, bid openings, public hearings, and or presentations. We do have a bid opening tonight. Number 1, Communication 2025-356, Angie Mulliken, Public Works Budget Manager, requesting Council of Commissioners to schedule a bid opening on July 23rd, 2025 for Main Street and Alaska Street sanitary sewer replacement projects. Please take note that the caption that's on the agenda only refers to it as the Main Street sanitary sewer replacement, but the actual communication itself included the term of Main Street and Alaska Street sanitary sewer replacement. County Attorney Enruth, do you have proof of publication?
Commissioner Morgan, yes, we had the electronic proof of publication I was allowed or able to view.
Okay. Director Neary.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. Commissioners, looks like we have one bid from Three Rivers Land Works out of Clinton, Montana.
We have a
County
bond
Attorney
amount.
Enrith.
We have, Chairman Morgan, we have a bid bond amount in the amount of 10% of the bid.
Thank you. Director Neary.
Chairman Morgan, Commissioners, the total price of this bid is $374,242.06. 374,242.06.
Okay, thank you, Director Neary. The total bid is $374,242.06.
Yes.
Any questions from the commissioners? Looks like the engineering estimate for this project, Director Neary, is $400,500. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any questions from the commissioners? Commissioner Callahan.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. So that project's scheduled for this year, is it, Mark?
Director Neary.
Chairman Morgan, Commissioner Callahan, yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. I would ask for a motion. Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to refer communication number 2025-356 back to Public Works for a recommendation back to council.
Okay, there's been a motion made and seconded to refer the bids to Public Works Department and await their recommendation. Is there anything on the question? Would everyone please vote? Okay, would anyone like to change their vote? Would the clerk please record the vote?
9 yeas, 0 nay.
Okay, thank you. Motion passes. Moving on to Section 2, Communications. Number 1, Communication 2025-249, Patty and Chris Solmonson requesting Council of Commissioners approval to purchase a portion of land owned by Butte-Silver Bow, which is adjacent to their property located at 17 Tullamore Street. We'll continue to hold this in abeyance pending the land sales meeting on August the 12th. Moving on to communication number 2, communication 2025-318, Corey Bigger, 65 Orofino Gulch Road, Butte, Montana, requesting Council of Commissioners to approve the purchased land owned by Butte-Silver Bow north of Orofino Road and east of Browns Gulch Road. The primary goal of acquiring the property would be to fence it off for use or to use for livestock and spray and treat the property to control noxious weeds that are present. We'll continue to hold this in abeyance pending the August 12th date. Moving on to number 3, communication number 2025-319. Garrity Hire, 1100 Steel Street, Butte, Montana, requesting Council of Commissioners to consider a current zoning regulation that requires a minimum lot size of 20,000 square feet in order to keep chickens. I believe Director Hogart is here to give us a staff update, and I also believe that Garrity Hire is here as well. So we'll ask for the staff report, and then I'll refer to Ms. Hire for a response. Director Hogart, you have a staff report. Director Hogart. There you go. Oh, there you go.
Chairman Morgan, Commissioners, thank you. We held, our Animal Services Board held a special meeting last night. We had, the public came and gave their input, and the recommendation by our board was to reject Ms. Hire's proposal as it was written, but to go back to the drawing board with more public input and put together a better, not a better, I don't mean to say better, but another ordinance that we could bring forward that maybe took more of our community in mind and took a little more time to reflect some of the legalese and some of the other things that were not put into it. And just had a few more opinions of the rest of the community in mind. So.
Okay. Do any of the commissioners have any questions of Ms. Hogart? Commissioner Callahan.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. Thank you, Ms. Hogart. I'm just thanking you for moving that meeting up so we didn't have to wait till September to try to get this thing moving forward and come up with some kind of ordinance that is good for the community and everybody that wants to have chickens, and see what we can do to come up with a happy medium. So thank you for moving
Yeah,
that
thank
meeting
you,
forward.
Commissioner
Director
Callahan.
Hogart.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan, and thank you, Commissioner Callahan. We have been working on our ordinances, so this was kind of falling into that anyway, but it was really important that Ms. Heyer brought this to our attention because we didn't really know that there was that many people that were interested in a different, having a different ordinance. So her bringing it forward was important to us as well. So for that, we thanked her, and we hope to bring something that works for everybody in Butte. So we're going to move forward that with Ms. Heyer's input. So
Okay, thank you. Ms. Heyer, do you have a response or any comments or anything?
thank you.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, my name is Garrity Heyer at 1100 Steele Street. Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners, and Director Hogart for your attention to my proposal. Butte wants and needs our backyard chickens. They're quiet, sustainable, and my proposal advocates for responsible ownership with standards protecting neighbors and a permit fee offsetting animal services involvement. Since creating my proposal, I've realized that some of my own restrictions could unintentionally create more work for the Animal Services Department and limit access for residents. To make this ordinance both fair and enforceable, I'm recommending the following refinements: replacing property line setbacks with setbacks from neighboring residences, allowing flexibility while protecting neighbor privacy, removing annual permit renewals and applying the same permit process regardless of flock size, reducing unnecessary administrative burden. Then shifting inspections from random to scheduled, providing predictability for residents and allowing more focused enforcement only when necessary. More than anything, I want to ensure that backyard chickens are a possibility for all residents, not just those with large lots, while also making sure the ordinance remains realistic and manageable for animal services. I'm happy to make changes that support both goals. I believe we can find a solution that welcomes responsible chicken ownership while respecting neighbors and supporting animal services. Please give Butte residents the freedom to raise hens without adding unnecessary strain on enforcement. Thank you.
Thank you. Do any of the commissioners have any questions for Ms. Heyer? Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Commissioner or Chairman Morgan. No questions. I had spoken with Garrity last night. I sit on the Animal Services Board. And I was kind of the mindset that if she also had some recommendations or some ideas that needed to be different from her already outlined proposal, that maybe that this specific proposal would be something we move away from. But I assured her that it is the duties of the Council of Commissioners to get together in judiciary at the very least and discuss things like this. And I told her that I would hold myself to that standard, and I know Commissioner Shea would as well as all the other members of judiciary, to discuss. As I saw last night at the meeting, there are a slew of residents in Butte-Silver who wish to have backyard chickens that don't have a lot big enough, but many restrictions were put forth on residents, on Butte-Silver employees, on animal services, and different departments in Butte-Silver. So I was also one of the people that made the recommendation to deny her proposal, but with the idea that all of us would do our jobs too and get together and discuss this. So that's where I stand. I'm not sure if any of the other commissioners want to weigh in before a motion is made, but.
Do any of the commissioners have any questions or comments? Seeing none, what would the council like to do with this communication?
I have a quick question.
On the question, Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. Chairman Morgan, is this something that we could just place on file, or is it something that has to specifically be denied?
Commissioner Thatcher, that would be up to the discretion of the council to decide what is the most appropriate action. If you simply just note and place on file, the communication just goes away. If you deny and place on file, it goes away as well. It's whatever the commission would like to do. Follow-up, Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Commissioner Morgan. Ms. Heyer, again, I appreciate your efforts on this, and I assure you, I give you my word that I will not let this just go to the wayside, and I will, reach out to you now that we have each other's contacts to get some of your input. But with that, I'd like to make a motion to just place on file communication number 2025-319.
Okay, there's been a motion made and seconded to place communication number 2025-319 on file. Is there anything on the question? On the question, Commissioner Callahan?
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. I guess my question is, she probably, are we going to expect her to bring another communication up, or we will do it on our own? Because once we deny a communication, it can't be brought back up, right?
Commissioner Callahan, the motion on the floor right now is to just place the communication on file. It wasn't denied. Commissioner Thatcher, on the question?
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. And yes, Commissioner Callahan, as Director Hogarth alluded to, Animal Services is working on evaluating some of their ordinances. I don't know if the chickens specifically relate to those ordinances that they're evaluating. However, I thought that it would be an appropriate time when Animal Services comes to judiciary with the changes to those ordinances, which will be in maybe a couple months, or month or so, if Director Hogarth, when you want to come up here, that maybe judiciary could get together and introduce this to judiciary to discuss it in further then. But Animal Service Director, if you don't mind, Chairman Morgan.
Director Hogarth, on the question?
You're on.
You're on.
Am I off now? Dang it, okay. Chairman Morgan, Commissioner Thatcher, our intent is we meet every 2 weeks, our committee that reviews the ordinances. We have been for the past several months. Our next meeting is August 5th, the Tuesday, I don't know, August 5th, and we meet with the county attorney. Assistant County Attorney Sean Peterson is on that committee, along with 2 of our board members. And the chicken ordinance is actually on. It's the fowl ordinance, actually, and it is on our agenda for that next meeting. Our intent is to have all of our ordinances to our board on the 16th of September for review, a rough review for them to look at, and then to bring to judiciary early in October, once they've reviewed them. So the fowl ordinance will be on our list next. So it is in no way going to be pushed aside or not followed through on. We are actively working on all of them, and we were before. We just didn't know that people wanted more than what we were looking at doing, and now we do, so we will. But that's on our next meeting's agenda. So.
Follow-up, Commissioner Callahan?
I was just curious if somebody had seconded her motion.
Yes, Commissioner Fisher did.
Okay.
On the question, Commissioner Anderson?
Thank you very much, Chairman Morgan. Thank you, Director Hogarth, and Ms. Garrity for being here. I have received a few phone calls on this. I looked at it a little bit, and looking at I remember the potbelly pig issue, what this ordinance has on it. It was quite contentious for quite a while. I'm not sure if Chairman Morgan will remember the escapades or not, but I was thinking maybe a better place for this would just be to place it in the suspense file. Then it'll automatically reappear without getting lost in the shuffle. Then nobody's going to lose track of it. It could be sent to judiciary, just placed there now, and it would give everybody the appropriate time to make the changes. If we put it in there for 3 months, it'd come out in October, right about the same time when Director Hogarth had that, and then we could just simply replace some of the language, but we'd have the body and the communication already ready to go at that time.
Commissioner Anderson, is that in the form of a motion?
Yes, I would make a motion to place it in the suspense file for 3 months.
Okay. Sounds like the motion dies of lack of second. So we'll go back to the original motion to place the communication on file. Commissioner Fisher on the question.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. Thank you. Appreciate all the input, but this is an issue that needs to be driven by, Garrity Hare and needs to be reviewed by the county attorney on the commission. I mean, we're changing an ordinance here. I mean, this isn't something that's totally driven by public input. This is an ordinance change that's going to take some time and some input. And in my personal opinion, I have no problem with chickens. I mean, my son raised them and everything. But I think the 20,000 square foot issue is something that's in there. And there's a lot of other little technicalities that got to go here. So I think the proper thing to do at this time is to file this and let a new one come forward and then let it be weighed out, so that we all have a better idea. The original ordinance that was set forth is pretty much covers a lot of this. And the red line or whatever, the new ordinance that they reviewed at the meeting last night has a lot of things in there that don't correspond with the legality of things that are taking forth that Mr. Enruth has got to review. So at this time, I think we're doing the right thing, and I'm going to support my motion to second that, to place this on file and await a new communication to come forward, then refer that to Judiciary Committee, and then go through the process of changing the ordinance with a public hearing as needed. Thank you.
Okay, is there any other questions? The motion that's before us right now is to place communication 2025-319 on file. Is there anything on the question? Would the commissioners please vote? Would anyone like to change their vote? Would the clerk please record the vote?
8 yea, 1 nay.
Okay, please let the record reflect the motion passes. Moving on to number 4, communication 2025-338. Karen Hassler's Finance and Budget Director requesting Council of Commissioners authorization to schedule a special meeting on July 1st, 2025 to refer the fiscal year 2026 preliminary budget to the Finance and Budget Committee for July 9th, 2025 Finance and Budget Committee meeting. This was referred to the Finance and Budget Committee, and they did have a discussion. And it's my understanding that the Finance and Budget Committee then forwarded it back to the Committee of the Whole. Commissioner Thatcher, I know you talked to Director Hassler today. Any update on this one?
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. No real update. As I'm sure all of you guys are aware, there are a couple other communications on the agenda regarding the budget that we will be able to discuss the budget at that time. So with that, I would like to make a motion to place on file communication number 2025-338.
Okay, there's been a motion made and seconded to place communication 2025-338 on file. Is there anything on the question? Would everyone please vote? Commissioner Anderson, okay. Would anyone like to change their vote? Would the clerk please record the vote?
8 yea, 1 nay.
Thank you. Motion passes. Moving on to number 5, communication 2025-346. Carolina Blue Superfund and Emergency Management Division represented requesting Council of Commissioners authorization to schedule a presentation on July 16th, 2025 to provide updates in multiple operable units, OSUs, in the Silverbow Creek Butte Area Superfund site. We did hold this presentation on July 16th, so Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to place on file communication number 2025-346.
Okay, there's been a motion made and seconded to place communication 2025-346 on file. Is there anything on the question? Would everyone please vote?
I think I got good this time.
Commissioner Fisher? Okay, would anyone like to change their vote? Would the clerk please record the vote?
9 yea, 0 nay.
Okay, thank you. Motion passes. Number 6, Communication 2025-356. Angie Mulliken, Public Works Budget Manager, requesting Council of Commissioners to schedule a bid opening on July 23rd, 2025 for the Main Street Sanitary Sewer Replacement Projects. We did hold this bid opening tonight, so Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to place communication number 2025-356 on file.
Okay, there's been a motion made and seconded to place Communication 2025-356 on file. Is there anything on the question? Would everyone please vote? Okay, would anyone like to change their vote? Would the clerk please record the vote?
9 yea, 0 nay.
Thank you. Motion passes. Moving on to communication number 2025-370, Karen Hassler, Finance and Budget Director, requesting Council of Commissioners authorization to schedule a presentation on August 6, 2025 agenda to make a presentation on the fiscal year 2026 budget. We'll continue to hold this in abeyance pending the August 6th date. Communication 2025-371, Karen Hassler, Finance and Budget Director, requesting Council of Commissioners authorization to schedule a public hearing to establish the user rate for Metro Sewer. The public hearing will be August 13th, 2025, and be continued until the Council of Commissioners set a date to adopt the fiscal year 2026 final budget and fix the rate. We'll continue to hold this communication in abeyance pending the August 13th date. Number 9, Communication 2025-372. Karen Hassler, Finance and Budget Director, requesting Council of Commissioners authorization to schedule a public hearing on August 13, 2025 to discuss a rate increase for the solid waste collection district fees to cover the cost of contracted services with McGree Corporation. We'll continue to hold this in abeyance pending the August 13th public hearing. Number 10, Communication 2025-373. Karen Hassler, Finance and Budget Director, requesting Council of Commissioners authorization to schedule a hearing on August 13th, 2025 for the adoption of the fiscal year 2026 budget and establish the user rates for stormwater system, solid waste disposal, and lighting, and the fire hydrant districts. The public hearing will be continued until the Council of Commissioners sets and adopts the fiscal year 2026 final budget and fix the rates and levies. We'll continue to hold that in abeyance pending the August 13th public hearing. Next item on tonight's agenda is any public comment on any public matter that's not on the agenda. If there's a member of the public that would like to speak on any item that's not on tonight's agenda, now would be your opportunity to do so. We do ask that you keep your comments to around 3 minutes. Welcome. Please state your name and address for the record.
Thank you. My name is Tracy Morin. I live at 3637 Columbus Avenue here in Butte, Montana. On July 29th, 2024, employees of Silver Bow County, armed with guns, harassed, threatened,
Tracy,
assaulted,
Tracy,
lied,
will
and
you thank you.
lied and violently abducted 3 Silver Bow County citizens. Those Silver Bow County employees with guns were illegally and falsely emboldened by another Silver Bow County employee, the acting deputy county attorney, to violate numerous constitutional rights and put 3 little girls, residents of Silver Bow County, into human trafficking. Silver Bow County cops first illegally surveilled us with no probable cause, surrounded our house with hands on guns and no probable cause in an excessive show of force to include 8 to 10 cops in our cul-de-sac and demanded to enter our home. They threatened and assaulted us with no probable cause or search warrant. They were not dispatched legally, but came at the request of a foreign nation who itself had no legal court order from its own courts and none from any court in Silver Bow County or America. These Silver Bow County employees lied, bullied, and threatened to arrest us if we did not hand over Joni, Tashoni, and Mika to them. Strangers with hands on their guns, working at the request of a foreign nation and having no legitimate court order to take these children. These Silver Bow County employees assaulted Joni, Tashoni, and Mika with emotional abuse and putting their ugly hands on their little bodies. The trauma is life-altering and damaging. Joni, Tashoni, and Mika's screeches can still be heard as they kicked and threw up in their distress. What these Silver Bow employees did was criminal, violative of constitutional rights, unethical, and causing a lifetime of damage to 3 precious human beings. We are not asking you to find fault or do the investigation yourselves. We are only asking you to make a formal request to the Department of Justice to investigate what the Silver Bow County employees have done. This is within your authority to do so. We have asked the Chief Executive Gallagher, we have asked Sheriff Lester, we have asked County Attorney Enroth, and we have asked Commissioner Chair Morgan to make such a request. All have gone crickets, lied, refused, delayed, and failed to act. When fighting against the evil and tyranny of slavery, Sir Edmund Burke, paraphrasing from John Stuart Mill, said, "The only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing." Chief Executive, County Attorney, Sheriff, and Chair have all covered up and failed to do anything. We are asking you to do something. Make 2 formal requests, one to the Federal Department of Justice and one to the Montana Attorney General, to each investigate what those Silver Bow employees did and are doing. This ring of tyranny is not right in Butte, America. In fact, it is un-American and should not be allowed to flourish as Butte's legacy. Too many people have been and are being hurt. Please, with this knowledge and under your mandate to serve the people of Silver Bow County, make the referrals for investigations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moran. Is there any other comment on any item that's not on tonight's agenda?
Hello, my name is Hannah Morin Ferguson, and I live at 3637 Columbus Avenue. My sisters are Mika, Joni, and Tashoni, and I know it's hard to understand when something happens, but it doesn't happen to you, so I brought a video of their reactions to being taken.
I have to intervene here.
County
I
Attorney.
apologize. The
Enroth.
names that they keep using are through an adoption. There's also an active investigation. We can't keep using the names on the records, particularly because they're minors.
If you'd like to continue with the direction of the county attorney, not using the names.
Okay.
I told you you weren't gonna get that.
Commissioner Fisher, please stop the video. Commissioner Fisher.
Thank you, Chairman Morgan. Point of order. Anything that is heard on that would be hearsay. I don't think we should be allowing that in a legislative branch of government. That should be done with the executive branch and the judicial branch and the sheriff's office. I don't think we as the commissioners, being the legislative branch, have anything to listen to on a recording. Thank you.
Ms. Hannah, do you have any other comments?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment on any public matter not on tonight's agenda? Welcome. Please state your name and address for the record.
Thank you. My name is Nathaniel Morin Ferguson. I live at 3637 Columbus Avenue in Butte. I'm here to request as a citizen of Butte-Silver Bow that this council make requests to both the Montana Attorney General Office and the Federal Department of Justice, as per your ability to do so, to investigate the wrongful taking of the 3 previously mentioned minors on July 29th, 2024. The taking, which I was present for, of the 10, 8, and 5-year-old was performed by Butte-Silver Bow employees with excessive and traumatizing physical force in violation of the current tribal court order and without a valid state court order. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment on any public matter not on tonight's agenda? Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name's Tina Moore, and I live at 3637 Columbus Avenue. I have with me the only valid court order regarding who had care of the girls and who could take them. This Salish Kootenai Tribal Court Order orders that the girls previously mentioned are to remain with us until a permanent hearing be held on August 14th, 2024. Butte-Silver Bow employees illegally took our daughters on July 29th, 2024. In that taking, Butte-Silver Bow employees violated multiple constitutional rights, including our right to privacy, our right to be free of an illegal search and seizure, our right to not have be illegally detained, and our right to not have them enter our home without our permission. We were threatened and assaulted by Butte-Silver Bow employees, cops, and an acting deputy county attorney. They acted in concert with a foreign nation to launch our daughters into human trafficking. We ask our elected officials for help, including Chief Executive Gallagher, Acting Deputy County Attorney Fivey, and County Attorney Enruth, as well as Sheriff Lester and Commissioner Chair Morgan. All have refused to act upon their elected authority to help us. We are asking that this commission as a whole, as our elected representatives, request the Montana Attorney General's office under MCA 2-15-501 and Roscoe versus District Court, found at 243 Montana 379, and the Department of Justice under 42 USC 14141, now codified at 34 USC 12601, to each independently conduct an investigation of the systemic illegal activity by Butte-Silver Bow employees. The Montana Attorney General's office does have supervisory authority over county attorneys under MCA 2-15-501. You, as the legislative and oversight body of the consolidated city-county government of Butte-Silver Bow, have the legal and ethical duty to Butte citizens to ensure lawful and ethical governance by monitoring county departments, including law enforcement and legal affairs. You get that authority under Article 1 Preamble and from Municipal Code 2.12.030, Standing Committees for Personnel and Judiciary. You are also required to be responsive to citizens. You have public standing and accountability to protect public safety and constitutional rights under the Municipal Code. You are to ensure transparency and integrity and provide recourse when other branches of government fail to act. The other branches of Butte-Silver Bow government have failed to act. So now it is up to you. The Montana Attorney General's office and the Federal Department of Justice under 34 USC 12601 sub A can investigate government misconduct and may investigate entire police departments, sheriff's offices, and county attorneys. If you as a body do not request these independent investigations, you as a body can trigger personal and federal liability because federal rights were violated. If we are forced to pursue as a private citizen an investigation through the Montana Public Integrity Unit and the Montana Human Rights Bureau, Butte-Silver Bow is exposed to another level of liability. We should not have to do that. That's your job. Our daughters are in danger, and we need your help now. Please formally request independent investigations through the Montana AG's office and the Federal Department of Justice. Please also request a copy of the police report from that day and provide it to us. We've asked for it, and we have been denied it. This is your time to stand up and give voice to the most vulnerable. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment on any matter not on the agenda? Please state your name and address for the record.
My name's Elena Jono, and I'm at 3650 Columbus Avenue, right across the street from these guys. So Butte City Council, I'm writing with a heavy heart and deep concern regarding a recent incident involving 3 young girls who were suddenly removed from their foster home by law enforcement vehicles without prior notice, due process, or the opportunity for the children to say goodbye to the family, friends, and community that had supported them. These children were living in a safe and stable foster home where their emotional, physical, and cultural needs were being met with great care and attention. The abrupt and unannounced removal was not only traumatic for the children, but also heartbreaking for all of us who love and care about them. The lack of transparency and the manner in which this action was carried out raised serious concerns about the process and whether it aligns with the principles of justice, child welfare, and basic human dignity. As a concerned member of this community, a teacher, and neighbor and friend of the girls, I respectfully request that the Butte City Council refer this matter to the Montana Attorney General's Office and the Montana Department of Justice for formal investigation. The children deserve to have their best interests considered with the full oversight of the state level authorities. The circumstances of their removal warrant review to ensure that no violations of law or policy occurred and that the rights and well-being of these children remain the highest priority. My heart continues to ache for these girls, and I remain deeply invested in their well-being. I hope you will take this request seriously and advocate for a thorough and independent review. Thank you for your attention to this critical matter. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Is there any other comment on any public matter not on tonight's agenda? Welcome. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Roy Robert Jono, and I live at 3650 Columbus Avenue. I'm rising on behalf of the effect this had on my son, who is friends with these 3 young ladies, so I'll not mention their names. It had quite an adverse effect on him as a young man, suddenly with 3 of his neighborhood playmates suddenly just gone one day. And I'd just like you guys to consider that aspect of the way this all went down. And I would like you to refer it to the Montana Attorney General's Office and the Federal Department of, excuse me guys, apologize, Federal Department of Justice for a formal investigation into why this had to go down the way it did. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment on any public matter not on tonight's agenda? Welcome. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hello, my name is Mike Riley. I live at 1817 Florence Avenue. I knew these 3 little girls and their father for about 1.5 years before the Salvation Army ladies here had them. I work with the Salvation Army and Action Inc. and a couple other places like Montana Mental Health to give people that are homeless and disabled places to live. And they didn't have, they were homeless and I think living on the street, and so I gave them a place to live. But after the first couple months, things got real bad. I found the girls sleeping in the hallways, and I called CPS, but it didn't seem like they really cared. I don't know if it was because they're Native American girls or what, but nothing happened. I was constantly on their father to, treat them a lot better. I mean, sometimes I'd go in and they'd be sleeping in a corner, and all his buddies will be sleeping in the beds, sleeping off drugs most likely. But finally I had enough, and we got these ladies from the Salvation Army took them, and I witnessed over the years, or the years they had them, that I'd see them at the YMCA. These kids were well taken care of. The events, they're always at the events, and their school. It's just scary to know where they're at right now. And I talked to the little girls a couple times, and they told me some horror stories I don't even want to repeat here of what they went through before these nice ladies took them in. So whatever you can do to help these little girls would be great. It's kind of scary knowing that no one knows where they're at. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. County Attorney Enruth.
If there's no more public comment, I can update the council on my actual active investigation.
Is there any other public comment on any matter not on tonight's agenda? County Attorney Enruth, on this particular one, we're usually not able to discuss in a discussion as far as the rules go, but
It's not
legally.
simply a discussion, it's just for the council to understand and know that there actually is an investigation.
Okay.
So from my office, an update perspective, not a point of order. You've had your chance to talk. She can sit.
County Attorney Enruth, I'll stop the comments at this time.
I have spoken with multiple individuals that are involved in this. An investigation is pending into what happened on that day in Butte-Silver County. I've been in contact with the Confederate Salish Kootenai Tribe's attorney, Maylin Smith. That includes also going to the tribe to speak with the individuals that are involved in this matter. I'm here to tell you that if the Morin sisters requested CCJI information, that's confidential criminal justice information, they, as previous attorneys, should know that they have to file a motion and get a court order to get that. I can't just simply hand it to them. But this is being investigated. I can confer to the council right now that the girls are not being human trafficked and that they are doing well.
Is there any other public comment on items not on the agenda?
Yes,
Please.
my name is Tina Moore, and I live at 3637 Columbus. We have information that the girls are being human trafficked. No one knows where they are for certain. We have not been allowed absolutely any contact with them, nor has their therapist. So Mr. Enruth to suggest, and we've been in contact with Mr. Enruth since January, and he has refused to provide us any information about anything that he is doing. As far as we know, there is absolutely no investigation occurring.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to move on to the next item on the agenda, which is a motion to adjourn. Is there anything on the question? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Have a good night, everyone.